Hey there, boils and ghouls. It's your friend Tats, and I'm back with a new video. And I am very, very, very happy today because, well, in my opinion, any day that you can get some new George Romero on 4K is always a good day. And today I am reviewing Land of the Dead, courtesy of Scream Factory. We got this bad boy on 4K, and just, man, I'm happy. I mean, of course I want Day of the Dead on 4K. I don't know. I heard the story about, like, apparently they've lost the film print or something like that, or there's a problem with the film print, so they're having a problem, doing a restoration of Day of the Dead. So fingers crossed. Hopefully the day will still come. We can get Day of the Dead on 4K. But you know what? I got Land of the Dead on 4K, and I am certainly not going to cry over that. Um, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I like all six of the movies in Romero's Dead film series. I know a lot of people didn't like, Diary of the Dead or Survival of the Dead. I personally enjoyed all six of the movies. I would say probably if I had to pick a weakest one, it would probably be Diary of the Dead. But you know what? Even still, I can still watch that movie and get enjoyment out of it. And there are elements to the movie that I like and things in the story that I like. So even Diary of the Dead to me has some kind of, you know, rewatchable value to it. And Land of the Dead definitely has rewatch value to it. This movie is awesome. I love this movie. I've watched it a number of times. And to now finally have it on 4K. And the best part is it's the unrated cut on 4K. I am just over the moon about this whole thing. And I forgot last time when I did Village of the Damned, I forgot. Yes, there is a slipcover. As you can tell, I've already got this bad boy cased up, ready to go. But yeah, just oh man, And I watched this movie, and the picture quality is amazing. The transfer is gorgeous on here. This easily is very much the best this movie has ever looked, and um, now I feel like every penny I spent of this was worth it. Um, you know, man, so many good things. And I will say, if there is a downside to the picture quality of this movie, um, I would say it's just the digital effects are quite obvious, and you know it could possibly take you out of the movie. But the one thing I will say about it though is K&B's practical effects hold up beautifully. The practical effects and the gore in this movie look. I mean, it looks astonishing. Nothing. As far as the practical effects go, nothing looks fake. Nothing looks wrong or out of place. And so, like, while the digital effects don't really hold up that well, the practical effects are just amazing. And they look amazing on this 4K transfer. Um, yeah, just we'll go ahead and get into it. So there we go. There's the front. There's the back. I don't think that there's really anything new as far as bonus features go. I think everything is pretty much just imported over from the Scream Factory Blu-ray edition of this movie. But really, I think the only new thing you got here is the 4K restoration, presented in Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. That's another thing that's nice about this is you got a Dolby Atmos track. The sound on here is incredible. God, you wish more movies could get that Dolby Atmos on there. So yeah, so disc one, it's a 3-disc set. Go ahead and show that to you real quick. There's the 4K. And then there's your two Blu-rays there. So, so it's a 3-disc set. Disc 1, new 4K restoration, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, audio commentary with writer-director. It should say genius or master. George A. Romero, Peter Grunwald, and editor Michael Dougherty. At first, I admit, a while back, I was like, Michael Dougherty, is that the same Michael Dougherty who did, Krampus and Trick or Treat? I had to look that up. I was like, oh, okay, it's not the same guy. Audio commentary with zombie performers Matt Blasey, Glenna Chow, I hope that's it, Michael Felsher, and Rob Mayer. I think that's I think that's an old commentary. I'm sorry if it's new, and I'm sorry. Just then disc two is the unrated version. Audio commentary: George Romero, Peter Grunwald, Michael Dory. Audio commentary: Matt Blasey, Glenn Glenda Chow, Michael Felsher, and Rob Mayer. Undead Again: The Making of Land of the Dead. Sorry. Bringing the Dead to Life, Scenes of Carnage, Zombie Effects from Green Screen to Finish Scene, Scream Tests, CGI Tests, Bringing the Storyboards to Life, A Day with the Living Dead, hosted by actor John Leguizamo, When Sean Met George, Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright visit the set. That's one thing I will say, man. That even going as far back to the DVD days, man, this thing always had some really good bonus features. And then they just added more. Then disc 3 is the theatrical version. Let's see here. 4K transfer of that's kind of nice. You get 4K remaster of both theatrical and unrated version on this. So that's actually a nice little bonus right there. Cholo's Reckoning, interview with John Leguizamo. Charlie's Story, an interview with actor Robert Joy. The Pillsbury Factor, interview with actor Pedro Miguel Arque. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. For the Apocalypse, interview with actors Eugene Clark, Jennifer Baxter, Boyd Banks, and Jasmine Gayho. Hopefully I said that right. Dream of the Dead, the director's cut with optional commentary by director Roy Frumkes. Deleted footage from Dream of the Dead, deleted scenes, photo gallery, and theatrical trailer. So man, oh man, you get, it's loaded. This bad boy is loaded. So this is nice. I think you probably get just about everything you could possibly want in this edition here. And just, man, this movie is so much fun to watch, and, it just looks so good. I noticed certain little details and stuff too. It's like one thing I remember, okay, I'm kind of having a little bit of a backstory here, so hopefully you bear with me. I remember, okay, this came out 2005, and I was psyched. I was so ready for a new George Romero zombie movie. I was just over the moon that we were getting a new George Romero zombie film. And then I remember, it came out in the summer of 2005, and I could not have been more disappointed. Because I knew, putting it out, I was like, why not put it out around Halloween time? It makes no sense that they would put this out, in the summer of 2005. Especially this movie was going up against some heavy hitters. It was going up against Revenge of the Sith. I believe one of the Harry Potter movies was out at the time. I want to say maybe Goblet of Fire, I'm not sure. This was in competition with another horror movie, The Devil's Rejects. On and on. And I was just like, there's no way this movie's gonna, come out and do well, on that, coming out in the summertime. And they should have saved it and released it around Halloween. It would have made more sense, and it probably would have done better. And I'm not really 100% sure. I don't know if this movie, I know the movie wasn't, like a box office blockbuster, but I don't know if the movie did okay. I'm not sure if it was a flop or any of that kind of stuff. And so I was a little disappointed by it. Cut to a few months later, October of 2005, and this bad boy came out on Blu-ray, or not Blu-ray, but DVD and 4K. And, or DVD and 4K, jeez, sorry, DVD and VHS. I'm sorry, I just got off work a little while ago, so I'm a little tired. Came out on DVD and VHS. And I remember, and it came out in October, and I remember, the small town that I lived in, we had a Walmart and we'd have Blockbuster. And that was the only two places you could go if you wanted to pick up movies. If you wanted to rent movies or buy movies, that's all we had was a Walmart and a Blockbuster. And I was astonished to see that this movie, once it hit DVD, they could never keep it in stock. I was lucky. I was able to buy a copy of it. This was way back when, I remember the morning, because I was I'd just gotten off work. I was working a night shift, and I got off at 6:00 in the morning. And this is when, back when Walmarts used to be open 24 hours. So I was like, yeah, I'm saying to myself, I want to go over to Walmart. I want to see if they got, a copy of Land of the Dead. I want to get it. So I went over there. It's like, thankfully, they just put it out. So I was able to pick it up. So I had my copy of it and I was happy. But man, I noticed that every other time, like if I went into a Blockbuster for anything, or I went the Blockbuster that we had, if I went into Blockbuster for anything, or I went into Walmart for anything, they could not keep this on the shelves. The DVDs for this movie were going like gangbusters. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, maybe it wasn't such a dumb move after all. Maybe that's what they had intended. I don't know. But I just remember being, really surprised by that. And it was like, maybe that's the way it was meant to happen. You know, it's like, okay, so this movie didn't really, I don't think it set, the theatrical world on fire, but clearly the movie definitely found its audience on DVD. And it's like, it made sense though, it's like, you're going into Walmart or you go into Blockbuster or something like that. It's like, hey, Halloween's right around the corner. We want something to watch. Hey, a new George Romero zombie movie, nothing wrong with that. So I was like, I think like maybe serendipity, like maybe that it was supposed to happen that way. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, just and that's like another thing though too. It's just like the biggest thing I love about this is the 4K transfer. The picture quality looks great. There is so much more detail you can see in it because I do remember the hard part was watching this back on DVD and during the day. As you can tell, my eyesight isn't really the best in the world. And sorry. And I remember watching this on DVD, on a standard TV, no HDMI or any of that kind of stuff. So you had to watch the very thin, was it 235? 235. Yeah, 235 to 1. Sorry, it took me a second there. It was so hard to watch. And considering the majority of this movie takes place at night, so many of the scenes, everything is so dark, you really can't see anything. And, it got a little bit better seeing it on Blu ray. But this was a movie I always knew. I knew I was going to want this on 4K. And I knew it was probably going to look amazing on 4K. And most surely it does. And that's the thing, because now you got the Dolby Vision, and so many of the nighttime scenes, it's so much easier to see the detail in it. And it makes you appreciate even more, like, especially as far as like the production design goes, because like watching it on DVD and stuff, like you don't really get to see it as much and appreciate it the way you can here on the 4K. You also get to appreciate like a lot of the zombie face effects and everything else that can be worked on, and just the practical effects, the blood, just everything in this works. And I'm just like, I'm not going to tell you to go buy it or not buy it. That's up to you. But I am just so happy to have this, happy to have another George Romero film on 4K, and hopefully we'll get more. The more we can, I'll take them. Even if I don't think it's going to happen, but even if the day comes where they're like, well, we're going to get Diary of the Dead on 4K, you've already sold the copy. I'll still buy it, But yeah, I am so happy to have this, and I think it's definitely the best this movie's ever looked. Scream Factory did an awesome job with it, like so many details you can see in there that you couldn't even see. But hell, I noticed, one thing I never noticed until I was just, checking this out on the 4K a while ago. I never noticed, like Ozzy Argento, I never noticed that piercing she had in the back of her neck. I never noticed that before, not until I watched it on here. But yeah, I'm so happy to have this, just, I don't feel like I wasted a penny on it. I feel like it was worth every penny I spent for it. And this is a movie I love. I have a lot of fun with it. I've watched it plenty times. I plan to watch it plenty more times. And it's a good day. I'm honestly very happy about this. So now we're going to take this bad boy. We're going to put it in there and case it up, make it all nice and protected. One second. There we go. There we go. Land of the Dead on 4K. Thank you, Scream Factory. So that's it. So if anybody took the time to watch this, I thank you for doing it. I appreciate you for doing it. I honestly hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, would you please leave it a like? And if you haven't already, please go and subscribe to my channel. And that's it, everybody. Take care of boils and ghouls. I'll see you all later.